Um, yeah, that's an insane story that the people will never know.
Sometimes, listen, sometimes when you're looking at a game like the Hokies versus the Stanford Cardinal in Stanford, California, you have to think about what type of story and what type of trip it would be like to be with the boys. And that's the type of story that, maybe one day I'm trying to tell, because it'd be cool. In their first year in the ACC, Stanford's playing the Hokies, I think, in their ACC opener. So yeah, that was just me telling you about how basically my COD homies, who I had also went to school with, they just they they were like, we started doing some COD runs not too long ago,
What's a COD
and they
run?
were like,
That sounds
oh,
very
COD is Call of
suggestive.
Duty. So
Oh,
Call of
okay.
Duty,
Thank you. I don't.
our squad basically started running Call of Duty matches again. And like 2 years ago, two and a half years ago, before I met my lovely girlfriend, I used to play Call of Duty with these guys all the time. It was like a squad of like 4 or 5 of us, and then we'd always find a sixth person so we could run search and destroy.
Okay.
And two of the guys who I also went to school with, we got to playing again recently, and they were like, "Yo, is anyone trying to go hit this Hokies versus Stanford game in California in October?" And we just started talking about what a time that would be. So, is it a crazy story? We'll see. The world. I mean, I know we said earlier the world may never know, but
They might.
I guess yeah, it's not a they may never know. It's a who knows.
I tried playing Call of Duty once, and I just kept getting sent to the gulag, so I stopped.
No, you were playing Warzone. I'm not talking about no Warzone. I'm
See,
off
I don't know.
Warzone.
I don't know the difference. I don't know any of that. I don't like.
No,
I
there's
don't
like
know.
obviously there's like the campaign. Then you have like the multiplayer. That's like your hard point, search and destroy, team
Okay.
deathmatch, free for all, uh, domination, all them game modes. And then you have your Warzone, which is like their open battle royale. That's what they put on the market to rival Fortnite, because Fortnite was going crazy.
Okay. So you
Yo, my little
prefer.
go ahead.
So which one do you don't prefer Warzone? You like the
I'm on
second?
multiplayer, and I'm listen. I'm on multiplayer, and I'm getting it in.
Maybe one day. Like I want to buy a PS5, but it's like I know I'm not gonna play it because like I want to play Spider-Man 2, and I don't want to play Kill the Justice League because that was terrible. But I want to play Madden online. Like I want to have fun. I just don't know if I have the time to do it.
Oddly, and maybe not oddly, funny enough, I've actually been playing when I in between my Call of Duty runs with the homies. I actually play a good amount of Madden too, build my Madden Ultimate Team.
Uh huh.
And can you, as a person who knows me, take a guess at who my Ultimate Team quarterback has been since I acquired him?
Of course, the number one guess is Aaron Rodgers, but that's too easy.
No,
That's too easy. Yeah, Michael Vick.
Michael Vick, baby. Michael Vick. Oh, let me tell you something. I got Michael Vick. I got Tank Dell,
Okay.
uh, Cortland Sutton, and OBJ. Barry Sanders as the running back.
Oh, that's a little. Speaking
Listen,
of which, because that
go
sounds like
ahead.
fantasy, and I had a fantasy question for you and the people in the
Talk to
chat.
me. Talk to
So,
me.
so you know, in our dynasty league, who is MCV?
That's the other Darius.
Okay, I'm going to propose a trade to him. I think it's fair. He's shopping 106, so
Mm-hmm.
I want to offer him Christian Watson in 209. That's not that's not a good trade. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, no, come on. Tell me the real offer. Tell me the real offer.
All right, it
Tell me
was going to
the real
be Christian Watson in 204.
offer.
Everyone keeps going for 201. I'm not giving up 201.
Danny, can you give me like your final, like, this is bottom line last ultimate
I
thing I would
haven't
do?
really I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. That was the first thing that came to my mind, but I was like, I don't know if I
I'm
would take
gonna tell
T.
you right now, it would get rejected maybe before you close the app. That's a bad trade.
I'm like, I'm not desperate for 106. I just have an idea for 106. I don't need it.
I need you to tell me how in a 10 team PPR dynasty league
Yep.
that makes any sense.
That's why I asked. Because
This, but I'll
I
tell you,
could throw it. I could throw in Dalton Kincaid, right? Dalton Kincaid in 206 is probably good
yo,
enough.
don't nobody want no damn Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid's a top 5 dynasty tight end. Lots of people want Dalton Kincaid. Thank you very much. I've gotten a lot of interest. You know how you little hearts on people you're interested in? Guess who on my team has the most hearts? Devontae Smith and Dalton Kincaid are tied. Devontae's not
Ladies,
going anywhere. He is a
ladies,
foundation.
ladies and gentlemen, y'all hear how he's trying to move the needle with some likes on the sleeper app?
Kyle called us hoe.
And we said,
Kyle,
"Oh,
you calling
guys,
us hoes?
no, it's a Canadian thing, I believe." It's like, "Hello, what's up, guys?"
Oh, what's up, Kyle? Thank you. Oh, he
Yeah,
said
Kyle, we're
that.
talking a little dynasty talk. Kyle, I would love your opinion on this
Kyle, we're
trade that
fine. We're fine here, Kyle.
Danny
We're
just
good.
said.
We don't need to
I'm
talk
glad
about it.
that you were in here. So Danny has an offer for 106. 106 is currently owned by the team MVC 10. Danny's offer for 106. Danny, would you
Uh,
like to just
I
repeat?
have not made the official offer. It was just a thought. Christian Watson in 206.
Christian Watson in 206 for 106. Kyle, before you laugh, just know I laughed before I could get words out too. Kyle also said before, while he's thinking about this trade, that he would like our opinions on the completed trades from last week. And Kyle, you know me, I'm always happy to do a little breakdown, little commissioners notes in the off season,
Yeah.
notes.
Should we
I'm happy.
start with the T. Higgins trade? I feel like that was the last. There's 3 trades last week. Yeah, let's start with that one. That's the only one. So, Cowell traded T. Higgins for Tank Dell in a 2025 third round pick. See,
To
Kyle said I offered DeAndre Swift in 203 for the 106, so I ain't gonna laugh. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
I'm wrong for laughing him.
But if DeAndre Swift in 203 didn't get it done, then Christian Watson in 206 is not going to get it done.
I'll tell you what. On this offer for T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd for 310, Danny, I'm not upset with that, and I like what you're doing there, Kyle. I think Kyle is trying to set himself up good for the future. So
And I didn't want to sit in the draft room like last year. I think I had the last pick of the draft last year, and I had Darnell Washington, and someone, I don't know who it was that day, took the entire timer every single time. It was very annoying.
well, hopefully we won't do that. Hopefully we won't do that. And then the second trade between your guy Jason, I believe.
Yep.
Jason and the MVC 10, also known as the other Darius's team, my guy Darius's team. He got Bijan Robinson and 105 for
No, he got Brian Robinson, not Bijan.
Brian Robinson, excuse me, Brian Robinson and 105. He traded away for Jalen Waddle, which
I feel like MCV kind of won that trade.
He did.
I would have asked for a little bit more than just 105 and Brian Robinson. I would have asked for at least a starter in return.
Really, you think so? Here's the thing. I'm stuck. Listen, I come in here and I say it every week. When I look at these trades, I've been liking the activity that's been going on in the league. I think both trades from last week make a total sense, a total amount of
Well,
sense.
Kyle made a trade last week too. We forgot to talk about.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
No, not with me. He made another one. He made. Hold on. It was 5 days ago.
Tank Dell. You're right.
Yeah, with
Kyle
T.
made a
Higgins.
trade. Um, Kyle sent T. Higgins to the other Darius' team for Tank Dell and a 2025 third. I'm not upset with that. It's actually a really good trade.
Yeah, that's pretty even across the board.
I like that trade, Kyle. I like that trade. So
Kyle's a great GM.
I like what he's doing over there. He's making some
Anybody?
quality moves. He's making some quality moves. Uh he said
Oh,
that's
Kyle.
twice Waddle has been moved for so cheap so far in this league. You're right. And I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking at I'm looking at my team, and just like last week, I'm saying the same thing. I got 102. That's not moving. Malik Neighbors, you're gonna be
Hey man, I saw a mock draft that had Malik Neighbors in Arizona and Marvin Harrison Jr. in New England. Oh, Malik Neighbors might be on Ronald Asley's tax returns.
well. That's not gonna. Yo, the Patriots are taking a quarterback first round.
They need to. I saw a mock draft from the Athletic that had the Patriots taking Marvin Harrison Jr. and I was like, absolutely not. I need Marvin Harrison in Arizona.
Malik Neighbors, Las Vegas Horn Duck soon come. And then here comes 301, 305, 306, 307, 309.
I'll
I'm
give you
either going
Cam Akers for 305.
to, sir, I'm going to need you to listen. The people are expecting me to react. I'm not going to react, but that is blasphemy. That is absolutely blasphemy. Honestly, I kind of want to move up in the draft, and I think I might need to package some picks and some players to do it. Honestly, as I look at my running back room young. I like what they're doing,
Same.
but they're
Same. Oh
they're
no, my running
they're,
back room's old.
they're young. Tajay Spears, Devon A. Chain, Ramondre Stevenson, Keaton Mitchell. They're young.
But so what are you looking for? Because I feel like I have something that you could use. Because I'd like an extra pick in a little roster space.
I'm trying to get the I need a little roster space, but I'm also trying to move up in the draft to get maybe some youth at the wide receiver position. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I got some studs: Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins. I got some studs. I might need to send one out, maybe with a few picks, and try to get like a mid second or maybe back into the first, depending on who the wide
Mm.
receiver is. So,
I have a mid
uh,
second.
well, Danny, here's the thing. I've looked at your team a few times.
Nothing. Nothing piques your interest. Thank you, Gladys. Gladys said she was loving the hat. It's cold.
It's cold.
Oh.
Danny, um,
And Kyle has thrown 203 in the chat.
Kyle does has 203. Listen,
And I have 204, but 204 is going to be hard. 209, a little more flexible.
Danny, I just don't know, man. I look at your roster and I don't know, boss man. I
Yeah,
don't
we're
know.
we're 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 in a bit of overhaul over here.
You might need them draft picks more than you need to trade them.
That was disrespectful and very rude.
Nah, that was love. That was love. That's like me saying, like, yo, you know what? I'm looking at your team, and my brother, we just might need to pump the brakes.
We're making it. We're doing one thing at a time.
I'm saying you just don't have enough tradable assets, and I don't want to be rude to your team. So, like, why don't you get some young talent in the building, develop, and now we might get to a place in a few years where I think we might be trading
A
at a
few
better.
years? Nah, this rebuild. We gonna get it together. I got Bam got one more trade in him, and it's with me.
Listen, leave Bam alone. Bam, Bam, Bam. I know you sick as hell, man. The boogeyman done did it again. He done did it again. Kyle, you got 203 and you got 310. Those are hard. Those are hard ones to move either way. I mean,
Kyle, are you looking for anything in particular?
Kyle, how would you feel about
You about to say something real reckless. I can feel it.
Kyle, how would you feel about
Here it comes.
DeAndre Hopkins 306, 307, and 309 for Michael Pittman Jr. and
Oh,
310
Bam is here. Look who came back after all these weeks. You've been MIA.
for Michael Pittman Jr. and 310.
Okay. Kyle said he's looking for a wide receiver.
He said, "No way." Damn it.
Mm. He said, keep that shit to yourself, boss.
See, and that's the situation. He said Pittman's not being moved. It's a tough one.
Mm. Hey, man. Like I said in the chat, Nick Bosa's for sale. He playing a lot of black quarterbacks next year. He gonna be defensive player of the year. Get it while
Wait,
it's hot.
hold on. You're talking about Nick Bosa?
Yeah, Nick Bosa.
You're trying to trade Nick Bosa?
Yes.
Yo,
Oh,
first off, it's kind of crazy for someone to even come in here trying to trade an IDP like live.
and I'm trying or Hassan Reddick. I have
Yo,
two premier pass rushers. It's not gonna take much to move them.
you was gonna release this on Reddick if he got traded like he had asked before he took it back.
No, I wasn't. Depends on where he goes in the scheme he's in. Hassan can give you double digit sacks every year. You know, I've been really trying to move, and people
Talk
have
to me.
shown interest, but not. They're like, oh yeah, that's Dalton Schultz.
Okay. I like his game. What's been the
Like I've been
what
trying to throw him in
what's been
deals.
what's been some of the offers that you've been getting for
It's
Dalton
it's
Schultz?
mostly third round picks, or like he is part of a deal for a bigger player. Like, but it's not enough to
See Kyle's reaction. It's kind of the position I'm in. All these third round picks, people aren't really valuing them enough, and so now I have to look at my roster and I got to make some decisions. Maybe I got to attempt to trade Chase Brown again. Kyle, what is your trading price for maybe a Chase Brown? Would you be willing to give up for a Chase Brown? Jerome Ford, maybe I got to look to move him. I'm trying to hold on to Romeo Dubs and Trey Dahmer. I
Kyle,
mean
you're
Trey
hilarious.
Palmer. Um, I got Keaton Mitchell and Ramondre Stevenson, who I'm trying to hang on to. Nobody really wants to trade for Tucker Kraft or Luke Musgrave. So
Why won't you let
I'm
me
at
hold
being
Ramondre Stevenson? Why won't you? I would pay
brother.
a good price for Ramondre, and you keep telling me no.
I don't. I just think what's the asking? I mean, what do you have, my man? That
We can build it around 204, and we
I
can
would
go
need
from there.
for Ramondre. I would need 201 at least.
Whew! I almost said the N word during Black History Month. You and Jason, that have you ever tried to do business with Jason, aka Shits and Grins?
Hey, he traded me Josh Allen.
That man drive a hard bargain.
Danny, you're not going to take one of our most versatile running backs in a new system
If I were to say 201 was on the table, what else would it take?
for Ramondre Stevenson. I mean,
If I wanted to entertain it,
it would definitely start with Ramondre and
like would 201 and Dalton Schultz do it?
no. It would have to be 201. Um, uh, honestly, I don't know, man. It would honestly, I would need more picks than players when I look at your.
I mean, scroll down to the bottom. I got picks for days. I got 3 second-round picks next year, 3 thirds next year. I only have one first-round pick. I got plenty picks.
I think I might do Ramondre for 201 and 209, and I would throw in 301.
Let me think about that. Okay.
There you go. There
Okay.
you go.
Bam. Give me Najee Harris.
What? Yo, yo, Bam. I'm curious to know. Real talk. Not even trying to clown. If Danny was interested in trading you Najee Harris, what do you think the asking price would need to be?
I've sent him a couple offers for Najee, and
Now
he's told me no.
just let him, like, you don't have to name specific players, Bam. I'm just thinking position groups and or draft picks that you would be looking for. I'm curious to know what you would value Najee Harris at.
Not an Arthur Smith alert.
Gladys says an Arthur
Gladys.
Smith alert. Wow, Bam replies to us, ladies and gentlemen, if we haven't already, we want to welcome you to episode 133 of the Speak On It podcast. I am one half of one of the best podcasts ever, Los D Mix, joined as always with one of the smoothest bald heads on the East Coast. Of course, today rocking a beanie because it's cold out here and you gotta keep your you gotta bundle up. It's
I
cold out
shaved
here.
today. It's very cold.
He shaved the bald head, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Danny Ocean. Danny,
Hi.
how we doing, brother?
Oh, we're great. Just trying to upgrade this team so we can contend for championships because that's what we
Here we
believe
go.
in. We got to get back to the
Ladies and,
top of the mountain.
ladies and gentlemen, we do have, for those on the audio following the audio adventure, we do have answers from Bam, who says, and when asked about what his asking price for Najee will be in a potential dynasty trade, he said he thinks Najee is going to have a big year like his rookie year next year. So I think that's his way of saying there is no trading price
Yeah.
because he sees value in the new system that Najee will be in under Arthur Smith. So
Ask
Danny,
Bijan how that went.
but that's when Arthur Smith was the head coach. He won't be the head coach.
Okay.
Listen, man, this is all I'm gonna say. I'm reevaluating and looking at my roster again, and here we go. We just got a trade from Kyle. Yo, Kyle. Okay. I don't want Quentin Williams no more, or Quentin Williams no more, Kyle. This is Quentin Williams and 310 for Chase Brown. Let's make a
counter.
oh shit. Yo, I swear to God, my dog opened his mouth as soon as you talked, and I thought my dog was talking to me. And that's
All right. So how high are you right now?
no, I'm not. I'm not, but bro,
Are you
I swear to
gassed?
you. No, his mouth open pause as soon as you opened your mouth to talk, and I was like, hey, yo, I'm tripping. That shit threw me out. It's because like the speakers on this side where he was. Nah, Gladys puff puff
Gladys,
pass.
you in Atlanta, puff puff pass.
Yes, she's out there in Denver. Kyle, I don't. D and I have both been
Oh
consuming.
wow. Everybody on here high tonight. That's crazy.
Oh, brother. You know what one of the funniest stories I have from college is?
What's
I
that?
had a homie. We were in class one day, and it was it was a presentation, and it was graded. But the goal of this presentation was to give someone like a speech as if you were presenting them with an award, and then you would give them an award, just like one of them quirky office things where you just give someone like a most whatever type of award, right? So he was talking about a kid who everyone thought was coming to class high, stoned. Kid was just a quiet kid. I mean, okay, no, he did look like sometimes he was firing the magic ack gun before class, but I mean, he didn't bother no one. But at the same, so And also further context, sometimes the teacher sometimes looked like she may be from time to time. She had low eyes, real red, couldn't really keep them open, a little doozy,
Okay.
a little off sometimes, a little ditzy from time to time. So sometimes people thought, yo, she might have, but no one really could confirm it. No one, I mean, it was just a funny little, you know what I mean? But no one really thought it was true. Make a long story less long. My man goes up to the top of the class. He's presenting an award to the kid who everyone thinks is coming high. And he
Oh
starts this speech off with, "Who do y'all think comes to class?"
no.
No, he started off. Hold on, don't make me laugh. He started off. Hold on, to think about it again. He says, "I got a question for everyone." Look, pans around the room, looking at everyone. He says, "Who do you think here would be the most likely to come to class high?" And then someone was like, "Student or teacher?" Someone just yelled, "Student or teacher?" And everyone was like, and here come that teacher, boy. She stood up and she had like the wrath of God in her eyes. I will have you know that I have never came to class under the influence of any type of drug. Never. And for you to even question my professionalism like that is completely underhanded and disrespectful and not needed.
And she failed that person?
Nah, she let him continue.
Who
She
says
said,
student or teacher? That's what I'm talking about.
uh,
That person failed. I promise you that.
nah, I think they passed. I don't think she could. She couldn't. She had to grade the work fairly, but she did let my man finish his story. I mean, his presentation, and he didn't have a backup speech, so he had to keep on with that one. So he said, he said, "All right, so maybe you don't have to answer the question about who you think comes to class high. But know this, if there's ever a guy that you might think is feeling the vibe in class, it's this guy." And then gives him the award. And I think that guy didn't take that award too kindly.
I'm sure he didn't.
And I'll take it a step further. I think for the remainder of the 3 years, anytime I saw that kid like out and about, he always said, "Yo, next time I see such and such, I'm gonna fuck him up."
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Is that how y'all got down out there?
And no, I guess he just didn't like that comment.
Just a classless
Imagine
university. You
somebody.
don't hear
This is
that
like
stuff happening.
a graded presentation. You got to go up there, and you're graded on giving somebody else an award. That's how your grade is made, and what you say, your delivery, your charisma, your enthusiasm, communications class. It's like one of the entry level freshman year classes. And
That stuff
someone
doesn't happen on grounds.
and somebody took time and grades out their day to direct it directly at you and say you come to class. Ha!
100% ready. I agree with the kid who got the award,
He was ready to fight.
but you can't fight in college, not in class.
I don't think no, they didn't do it in class, but I'm talking about when I seen him at like bars and stuff, like
That's what I'm saying. You can
uh,
fight at a
years
bar, at a
down
party.
years down the road. He said, "Yo, no, I'm gonna fuck him up every time." He said, "Yo, man, you gotta tell me where such and such is. I gotta fuck him up." I didn't
Oh
know, and
wow, he had on his head. He had a
I
bounty
mean,
out.
listen, that stuff might stick with you. Someone test you like that, question a little bit of your, you know what I mean?
Did
Especially
he
if
say high off weed, or is he just saying high in general? Because he might have taken it as, oh, he think I'm a cokehead.
no, I think he said high in general. He just said high in general.
Oh, then yeah, I would take that as disrespectful too, because that can mean a plethora of things. I could be
Be on
high
that
on coke.
he
I
could be
could be
on
on meth. I
that
could be
booger sugar.
booger sugar, weed, perk, Molly. That's a whole lot of stuff to be high off.
ladies and gentlemen,
Painkillers. Yeah, man.
we
I
here
fucking
at the Speak On It podcast just want to encourage you to not do drugs. And if you do, make sure you're doing them responsibly. Make sure you have a
please
designated
don't do
driver.
drugs. Please don't do drugs.
And if you're out here, one of these people who are doing stuff like meth, doing stuff like uh pills,
Heroin,
heroin, listen, this is all I'm gonna say.
crack.
You
If someone pull out a crack pipe in your presence, walk. That'd be crazy shit. You know, like when they used to hide crack pipes in their sleeve, like there used to be like a little
I feel
sewn in
like I
part,
done
and it
feel
be
like I done met some. I feel like I done met some crackheads recently. I feel like I see. I'm think I'm seeing what they're moving like. I think I see how they're moving. They moving. they
is that crack? Have you ever seen anyone smoke crack?
No, I'm not from the '80s. Listen, y'all see
I've
his
never,
age coming out. That's his age coming
I've
out.
never seen someone smoke crack, but I've wanted to
That
watch
brother's a
someone smoke
crack.
crack.
Hey, that brother was growing up in the crack era.
I was born very late '80s. I was not old enough to
Oh
see crack.
yeah, nah. That's listen.
Gladys,
That
you've
was
seen someone smoke crack?
by
That's
the time
crazy.
by
I
the
hope
time
they're
you came
okay.
around though, Danny, they had figured out that crack was that stuff. So they was
I've seen someone snort coke. I've never seen someone smoke crack.
Gladys said she didn't see someone do crack.
I hope they're okay, Gladys. I don't know the story, so I can't laugh because it could be something serious.
Could be something serious.
Do you going to
Nah,
hell?
I'm laughing at you saying imagine somebody just be
Just like pulling a crack pipe out their sleeve.
you be like,
That's what they
yeah,
used to do. That's what I'm telling you. Like there would be a special
that's
little
why you want to you want to you want to
you on a bus and someone just put
you
out the
want to
sleeve.
you want to bus going you want to bus going to work, man. You just trying to make it to the next destination. You trying to go to work. Someone pull out a crack pipe and
Let me tell you something. Someone willing to pull out a
was
crack
the
pipe in
'80s
public.
not crazy?
If someone is willing to smoke crack out in public, I ain't saying nothing. If you willing to smoke crack in public, you probably willing to kill in public. I'm good on that.
Where's the
Smoke away.
correlation? Where's the correlation there?
That's crazy. Someone pull out just smoking crack in front of you. What you gonna do? Laugh?
We had the Super Bowl, man. We had the
Oh, okay. Glad said he's selling roses at the 7-Eleven. Okay, that's funny.
What are we talking about, man? We had the Super Bowl, man. Listen. This podcast, of course, is brought to you by goingfor2live.com. Danny, where can they always go to live goingfor2live.com for?
Well, you can't go to Going for Too Loud for a crack pipe, but you can go for fantasy needs. As you heard us talk in the very beginning, dynasty trades. The season never stops in dynasty, so head over to goingfor2.com for your dynasty needs. If you're starting a dynasty league, if you're 8 years in a dynasty league, if you're interested in starting a dynasty league or any type of fantasy, I know Jeff has been releasing his rookie class rankings as
Yep.
folks prepare for the draft. Gladys has some great content. Kyle's been writing his ass off. Kyle actually
Yep.
has a separate Packers podcast that's nonstop. I feel like he does 7 episodes a week. Like every time I go in the group chat, Kyle has like another episode.
I
That man
think
just
Kyle and
churns
me
content.
Kyle, like myself, are I think we're very excited at the Packers and what they have and the money they could potentially work with. Maybe, by saving, some money by cutting some folks. And it's just interesting roster choice they have to make. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Sunrun always putting out great content as well as many other great folks here at Going for Two. Gladys, Jeff.
I can't
everyone.
wait to put crack in the show notes. That's gonna be great.
Oh, brother, we can leave that off. The viewers, when they hear that little 5, we can that's just a nugget in there. Speaking of nuggets, there were some Niners who didn't find any gold on Sunday.
Ah,
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Super Bowl Sunday in America. It was San Francisco 49ers. It was the Kansas City Chiefs. It was part 2 of their Super Bowl matchup.
can we just make fun of the Niners? Or you want to be professional?
Here's what I'll say. Remember last week, I came in here and I said, I think the Niners are going to score a touchdown early, and I think they're going to struggle to score points. I said they were gonna not score any more points, but I was essentially leading to they were gonna struggle. They were gonna score a
Hmm.
touchdown and struggle for the rest of the game.
Do you want to know something funny about that? I don't mean to cut you off, and I text you
Go ahead.
this. So at halftime, the score is 10-3. And my wife and I were watching the game, and she turns around to me and she said, "This is exactly what Darius said was going to happen." And I was like, "Oh shit, you're right." She's like, "He said this was going to happen." I said, "That
Listen,
man, that boy a prophet."
listen. Sometimes you just know, and then sometimes you just know, and I just knew. I had a good feeling. Listen, if you looked at the Chiefs, who the Chiefs had played on the road to making the Super Bowl, played Miami, one of the number one offenses in the league, albeit in a
Yep.
cold night, but you were in there playing
Still.
in the cold too. You still won. You then go to Buffalo, another top 10 offense. They had a running game that had been working. You find a way to win in Buffalo. You then go to Baltimore, one of the, if not the best team all year, offensively and defensively. You
Yep.
found a way to shut them down too. I just looked at that and I said, "Yo, if you can look Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Tyreek Hill all in the eyes and say we're better than you and we can beat you, we are the boogeymen." I think you could do the same. Yo, Steve Spagnuolo doesn't get enough credit for his adjustments in game, his game plans, especially in big games. I know the defense. I mean, we talked about it all year. They were a big staple of what the Chiefs, their identity this year. They're definitely
Yeah.
defensive led. Um, what I mean, what are your thoughts, man? What are you thinking?
Sorry to use your government. Kyle pointed that out. I was just so amazed that she was like, "Yeah, he said that." Anywho, that man looked in the camera after the game and said, "We wanted the ball third." The genius, the one y'all keep telling me we need to kiss the ring, didn't even know the rules and tried to blame it on the analytics guy.
Wait, say that again. So the
Pure
people who didn't
comedy.
hear.
Okay, so after the game, as you know, went to overtime, the 49ers wanted to receive the ball first, and the players after the game admitted they did not know that the overtime rules during the postseason reflects more like college football than the regular season. The regular season, if you get the ball in overtime and score a touchdown, the game is over. But in the postseason, each team gets the chance to possess the ball no matter what happens. So the smart thing to do is defer so you know what you have to get in order, after the other team's offense is on the field. Anywho, after the game, the players admitted, yeah, we know that. And then Kyle Shanahan says, well, we talked to the analytics guys and we wanted the ball third. His theory was we score, they score, and then it's sudden death. That's the man y'all keep telling me is a genius.
We want the ball and we want it third. So let me ask you something. This one, or we want the ball and we're going to score and then throw in a pick six right afterwards?
100% this because that cost you the Super Bowl. Like that playoff game was hilarious, right? But that was the divisional round. This legitimately cost you a championship.
Essentially, if you were to give a sentence to describe this game, I would say this. The 40 well, a couple of sentences to describe to this game. The 49ers went up 10 early. The Chiefs walked them down into
Yep.
overtime. They straight up walked them down, scoring. Listen, you got to give credit to San Fran's defense because they were making plays.
100%. Like if I'm
And
San Fran's defense, I'm pissed.
they were playing well enough to keep them within the game, and they had every opportunity. The offense. Do you realize, like, after the Christian McCaffrey fumble and then the touchdown, they really never. I don't know if they really scored another touchdown the rest of the game.
I think they got in the end zone 3 times after that and only got 3 or 6 points. Like it's the thing about the 49ers
Or
and the
maybe they
thing.
scored another touchdown and missed the extra point. No,
So Juwan Jennings had the screen to Christian McCaffrey, and then Juwan Jennings caught one because he's the only player other than Nick Foles who was thrown and
you're
caught.
right. So they scored two touchdowns and
Yep.
then they missed the extra point and then
Yeah, he
didn't
got
score.
blocked when that was the game. If I'm the 49, because the 49ers defensive line played the best game of the season, right? They kept, and Tony Romo harped on it all night. Like they kept their rush lane integrity. Like they kept Patrick in the pocket. They didn't let Patrick do Patrick things. and it still wasn't enough. Like that's got to be the most deflating thing. Yeah, Gladys, San Francisco didn't get a first down in the third quarter.
In the third quarter or in the second
They
half?
the third quarter, the 49ers did not get a first down.
You're not gonna win against Patrick Mahomes if you don't put pressure on him.
I mean,
And I mean pressure with points.
yeah, like yes, you have to make Patrick run a marathon, which he can do, right? There's nothing. I feel like going up 10 is the worst thing you can do against Mahomes. It's like I'd rather be down 10.
Why
Maybe
is
he'll
that?
get a little bit more lax with the ball. Like maybe he won't be as serious because it feels like as soon as he's down 10, you know the picture of the guy playing the game, he's sitting up, then he leans forward. Like that's Patrick. Oh, now it's a challenge. Let's go.
So you mentioned the 49ers defense, right? That
Yep.
defensive line keeping their wrestling and integrity. Do you think it showed on Kansas City's defense the way their game plan, which is obviously playing a little bit more single high safety and really putting the pressure on their secondary to hold up against some of these all pro pass catchers and then letting their defense and their linebackers just get after Brock Purdy and really confuse him. When you look at that game plan, how much is that do you think surprises you in a league that really runs a lot of too high safety looks?
I think it really threw. I don't think the 49ers were expecting so much man. Like the Chiefs were like, yo, we're better than you. We're gonna lock up these, we're gonna close these screens down, we're gonna play up close, and we're gonna tackle, and that's how we're gonna beat you. I mean, that's what happened. Like there really wasn't a lot of yak opportunity. There was the Christian McCaffrey trick play, like that was some yak. But usually the stuff that the 49ers like to run that's near the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage or putting their positions. I mean, Brandon Ayuk had a couple of big plays. But like other than that, like what did the 49ers do? Like Debo did nothing. Ayuk had a couple of plays. Kittle did nothing. Like the Chiefs, like, yo, we're better than you. We're gonna play you straight up, and we dare Brock Purdy to make a throw. Right? Who said that? After was it L'Jarius Sneed after the game?
Yeah.
It was like, yo, we wanted to stop the run, and we wanted to make Brock Purdy throw the ball. Which, if you're a quarterback, or if you're one of these Brock Purdy truthers, should tell you all you need to know about what everyone else thinks of Brock Purdy.
Mm. So Bam in the chat says Cam Newton's maybe the best QB analyst.
He ain't been wrong all playoffs.
He
I think
wasn't
he's,
wrong.
but I also think, and he said it many times when he says game manager, it's not as an insult, but and he's right. There are only so many game changers, like quarterbacks who can put the game on their and flip it on the head. It's like Mahomes and Josh Allen, Joe. I'm not gonna put Justin Herbert in there. I'm so sick of seeing Justin Herbert ranked top 5, top 6.
That's that Jalen Hurts hate from me. That's that Jalen
I'm
Hurts
not
fan.
saying I'm not saying Jalen's one of those guys. I'm not saying Justin is.
What's up, Jamie in the chat?
What's up,
So
Jamie?
you mentioned game changers. Here's a game changer for you, Chris Jones.
Buddy,
He
he about to
was
get
putting.
paid.
He's about to get paid, and he was putting the team on his back. What do you think about how he was able to pressure Brock Purdy in that in overtime? Right, we're going into overtime now. The
Mhm.
game's tied up. I think it was 19 all or
Yep,
22 all. 19
20.
all. No, it was 19 all.
It was
19 all.
19 all.
Yeah, it was 19 all. We're tied up at 19 all. What did you think about that play on third down by Chris Jones? Was that not? Did you see that play?
I did, and
Double
one
teamed and was able to get enough pressure to force a bad throw to essentially keep them from converting on third down, force them to kick the field goal to guarantee the points, and then knowing that you got a boogeyman on the other side.
yeah, I think that's why he's one of the top 3 or 4 defensive tackles in football. Defensive lineman, like that's what you pay him for. Like that's what
I
he
would
does.
say he's one of the top 10 to 15 football players, regardless of position.
Hey, I'd be willing to have that conversation. I
He
can
says he
probably
wants to
get
get paid Aaron Donald money. If you're the
and
Chiefs, he
whoa,
wants that.
hell yeah, Aaron Donald is the floor. Aaron Donald is the floor. If I'm Chris Jones,
Really?
I want defensive end money. I don't want D tackle money. I want Miles Garrett money. I want TJ Watt money.
I think that would be tough. I think they might be able to get him on like some smaller deals.
Nah,
Some
dog. back-to-back Super Bowl champion, and he is the guy who made the
Here's the
play.
thing, he wants to come back, and it's hard to pass up on the opportunity to three-peat. So I could see more than likely a smaller 1 to 2 year deal like he played on this year, just because. Listen, after this three-peat year, I mean, now let's look at it. You're
No, because
looking
he's
at
older. He's 28, right? Like this might be his last chance. Yeah, he's 29. No, 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 no. This your last chance to make your money. Get the money. Three-peating is cool. Getting your money is better.
Gladys says Jones is his Chris Jones's contract allows the Chiefs to franchise tag him. And Kyle
Mm,
says, to be fair, Chris Jones plays enough defensive end to go get that edge rusher money, which I also agree
yeah,
with.
that's
So
they come to me with the Aaron Donald contract. No, try again, but put TJ Watt's money in there.
come on, what play in the Super Bowl in overtime as the Chiefs were driving? Did you know them boys got it? This
I knew
they gonna score a touchdown.
as soon as it went to overtime, I was like, "That's it. Pat ain't
Talk
losing."
to me.
As soon
Tell
as
me.
it went to overtime, I was like, "Pat ain't losing." I will
Here's my,
say,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were talking.
I was just saying, I did like. There's no way the Super Bowl can end in a tie. The clock would have kept running, but the clock was running at the end overtime, and I was like, "Call timeout! Call timeout! Call timeout!" Like I was screaming, "Call timeout!" And then Tony Romo was like,
Here comes Tony
"Guys,
Romo.
guys, the clock can run out. The game's going to continue to go on." And I was like, "Oh
Yep.
yeah, that's right."
Yep. They were just going to go to second OT. They were going to, because if they didn't score, was it fourth down?
Uh, it was third because I remember Tony saying, "Oh, you got a big." No, was it fourth down?
It might have
No, I
been
think it was third. I think it was third
third or
because I
fourth.
think
It was
Romo
third
was
or fourth.
saying, yeah, I think he was talking about the play call and what you do if you don't get it, and then they scored. If I'm not mistaken, if anyone in the chat, if I'm wrong, I did like
Yeah.
as soon as, but for me, as soon as it went to overtime, like as soon as Pat tied it and went to overtime, like, he ain't losing. He don't walk you down. Now he gonna slit your throat.
Here's my thing. The way the game was going, right, in overtime, and I'm watching this drive, man. And Pat Mahomes and the boys, they dealing. Like he's slaying the trap. Like you saw how they started out. One thing Aaron Rodgers always says is in a 2-minute situation, the first down is the most important. And
Yeah,
anytime
and
I
then
watch
you
a
get into
2-minute
rhythm.
2-minute drill, I always pay attention to that first down, because if you get it fast, then I'm like, oh yeah, they're about to go score. And sure enough, first one, boom, who does he hit? Travis Kelce. Boom. Then they come right back to him again. Then they hit Rasheed Rice for that little
Yep,
no, yeah,
on
on
the
the little
shallow.
scramble, on the little shallow.
Yep,
Boom, you got him going. Then my man Mahomie himself on like a read option.
he was
Listen,
always
that's when I
keeping that.
knew. I said, "Oh,
Yeah,
bro." I said, "Oh, bro's not losing. Bro not losing. Bro not losing." If you will listen, remember, because Tony Romo himself was talking about how they don't really run quarterback sneaks and stuff like that ever since he got hurt or whatever in that
yeah,
one year.
in
Oh
Indy,
boy. Oh boy. I guarantee you the 49ers game plan for a lot of Patrick Mahomes scrambling, they did not expect to be like in a read option run, take it and go. And he stood in there. He took a few hits too.
he
That's
did.
what I was like, he
Yeah,
got
like I'm
oh
saying,
yeah.
like the Niners got pressure with 4 consistently. Like they did everything you're supposed to do to beat Patrick Mahomes, and it still didn't work. Like that's got to be the most. Like it's one thing if Patrick is just on a heater. It's like, oh, it's just Patrick's day. No, 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 no. We did everything right. We got pressure with 4. We are able to drop 7. Didn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's Patrick.
Could you say that Brock Purdy looked the boogeyman in his eyes?
Hell no. Brock Purdy played like shit. We got to stop this man. Brock
Tell
Purdy's
you the
stat
truth.
line was terrible.
Tell you the truth.
He had some nice throws, no doubt. But this notion that he proved himself, he pissed all over himself. He missed Debo in the end zone. That Ayuk throw was terrible. You can put
Now
that
the
on a. You can say
well,
Ayuk stopped
what about
running.
some of that was good defense though? Because there was some really good defense being
Nah,
played.
we keep talking about Brock Purdy like he's this. Nah, dog. Brock Purdy played like shit. We gotta stop this. We got if any other quarterback who we think is good had that stat line, we'd be killing them. Hold on, let me
But
pull up. Let me read this
no,
out loud
no,
for
no, no,
people.
no. Hold on, my brother. I got us. I got us. Don't you worry.
Okay,
Don't you worry. You tell me how you could watch that game and tell me that Brock Purdy didn't put on and didn't look Patrick scared.
read his stats to me
All right, here we go.
because I got him in front of me. It was the most Brock Purdy. Here's the thing about the Brock Purdy Super Bowl. Whatever you believe about Brock Purdy, solidified in the Super Bowl. If you think he's good, you thought he played a good game. If you think he's just a yak merchant who is a little bit mid, you could say the same thing.
All right,
You
Brock
got it because I got
Purdy.
him right here.
I got it. I got it. Hold on. Box score. Come on, man, bro. They scored 9 points in the second half. You're just not going to beat anyone.
Nope.
Brock Purdy, 23 of 38, 255 yards and a touchdown pass.
His QBR
Patrick
was
Mahomes,
69.
I got 89, 89.3.
On ESPN, that says 89.3 is his QB rating. His QBR is 69.8, so 70.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. That's my bad. I read it wrong. Damn. Here's Patrick Mahomes, 34 of 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception.
Well, what's his QBR?
I can't see actually on this one. Can you see it?
No, I only had Purdy up. Let me see if I can find Patrick real quick. Give me 1 second.
Man, Patrick Mahomes was also the leading rusher, 9 rushes of 66 yards
Mm-hmm.
with a long of 22. Travis Kelce, 9 for 93. Miko Hardman, 5 for
What a cool
57.
story.
How about the how about not only Miko Hardman, how about Marquez Valdez Scantling?
Yeah, he caught a lot of
How about
flack.
Marquez Valdez? Listen, from Super Bowl, I'm not from Super Bowl, from Green Bay to 2-time Super Bowl champ. How about Marquez Valdez Scantling? I think we said it last week. Don't be surprised if you see a MVS game. That boy dangerous. And on the 49ers side, I mean, Chris McCaffrey, boy, I mean, he was at work. Almost 200 yards of total
Yep.
offense. I mean, he was putting in that work. Brandon Ayuk had some good stuff. Debo, he got hurt. He was just trying to tough it out. So, listen, let me ask you this. If you're the Niners, how are you looking at this team going into next year?
Well, they're in cap hell, right?
You think
I'm
so?
pretty sure. Yeah, hold on. I think I have found. Yeah, so Patrick's QBR was 76.
Yes, he does,
Bam
Bam.
asked if Kadarius
He
Tony
asked if Kadarius
gets a
Tony.
ring. He absolutely does. Um,
You think he's taking it?
yeah, he should take it. He a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Paul.
So yeah, Gladys makes the point that Kelsey got all his stats after Greenlaw got hurt. Do you think the 49ers win this game if Greenlaw does not get hurt?
It's honestly hard to say because he was so amped up early in the game. Who's to say he doesn't get hurt regardless? That's such a freak accident that
At first it was funny because I thought he just tripped. And then it was like, here come the car. And I was like,
it's like no, he just walked. Yeah. So
I'm
I
going to
don't
be
know.
honest.
I know this.
I don't.
It felt like Fred Warner was
I
guarding
was
him
about to
most
say
of the time, though.
Fred Warner, Kelsey ate him up in the fourth quarter. I mean, Fred was tired. That defense had been on the field for a very long time. And I agree, Gladys, they would not have won because Brock Purdy is still your quarterback. I'm sorry.
So you think next year the same thing?
I mean, they're going to have to run it back with Purdy.
But how much of their defense and or team in general is coming back? Because I think Brandon
Yeah.
Ayuk You saw what his brother's posting. He might be a free
Is
agent.
Chase
I
Young a free
mean,
agent? I thought.
he might
Let me
be.
see.
I'm not
Let's
sure.
see. See who the free agents are next year.
While you do that, Jamie has an interesting question. Kadarius Toney has more rings than Tyreek Hill, so he must be better, right?
According to some folks,
Yeah. That see what Skip Bayless does to the mind in
according to some folks.
the new sports. Jamie, the answer to your question is
Oh,
no.
buddy, this team's gonna look a whole lot different next year. The big
Talk to
names:
me.
Randy Gregory, Chase Young, Kinlaw's a free agent, Gibson, their safety, Matt Pryor, Ray McLeod. So yeah, they're Juwan Jennings is a restricted free agent. So the core is going to be there. You just like some role players, and Chase Young's the big one. I don't know where Brandon Ayuk is thinking. Maybe he thinks he's going to get traded or demand a trade. I don't know.
How funny would it be for Brandon Ayuk to demand a trade after an All-Pro season like that?
This is when you do it. This is when you have the leverage.
Yeah, he could say he want to get paid somewhere
Yeah.
else, and if they say they don't want to pay him because of cap space, and he says trade me, then boom. Hey, Green Bay. Let me ask you another random
Go for it.
question. Is Travis Kelsey a crazy ass?
1000%. Can we talk about him and Andy Reid for a second? Because there's a whole lot of pearl clutching. And I understand the
Okay.
undertone to this. AJ Brown said, if that were me, I'd be thrown out of the league. 100%. Agreed. But am I the only one who doesn't think it's not that big of a deal? Like, it's a big deal, but not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. Because it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
felt like it was an accident, him running into Reed. Or is that just me?
I don't know if he meant to like run after him. I think he meant to just kind of like yell and like maybe
Yeah.
like shake his fist out in front, like, "Come on, don't take me
Yeah.
out."
And he just didn't.
I don't know why I said it like that, like an old man, but I think that's what he was
Yeah,
saying.
he said, keep me in.
Yeah. So I think he's telling them to keep him in, don't really take him out, and so yeah, I can understand why on the outside looking, especially in slow motion, it doesn't really
Yeah.
look the best, but Andy Reid and Travis Kelsey, they love each other. They're in the biggest game of the season, trying to win a championship. So, where is the understanding of the emotions going through? See, I think a lot of this comes from people who've never really played a sport, and I feel like unless you played a sport, you understand some of the high pressure, very emotional moments that go on in some of these sporting events. And I'm not just talking about individual of football. I'm just talking about it in general. So they can only get heightened when you're playing on these huge stages. If you guys thought this was like emotional, you should be around the athletes in the locker rooms in these playoff games and Super Bowl games, NBA Finals games, NBA playoff games, or take it off that. What about the athletes in the locker rooms of some of these World Cup teams, some of these Olympic teams, some of these Olympic track runners, and when they're going through warm-ups? You've I'm not condoning this behavior because I don't think you should ever put your hands on a coach. I don't think it was intentional to Danny's point, but guys, if you've been around enough sports and enough locker rooms and enough really high pressured situations or sporting events, this is the least of your worries of like people who may need to get checked out after this sporting event
I think
ends.
according to the chat, we tripping.
So
I think
Gladys said,
everyone is.
yeah, Gladys said she played and she never bumped and got in the face of a coach. Kyle says Kelsey is kind of an asshole for doing that, but there are also far worse things that football players have done.
Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, brother. Gladys said player on player is different than player on coach. Very true. Bam, of course, is going to play the favorite card of all during the month of February, the race card. He says when it's a white player, they always say he's a competitor. A black player, they would arrest.
Which
Here's
there's truth to that. There is. AJ Brown said it. If he had done the same thing, he might have got thrown out.
well,
There's definitely that side of the coin.
here's the thing. AJ Brown, you play for an Italian looking man and you don't play for a bigger, heavier set.
What does that have
Um,
to do with it?
the
Where are you
Italian
getting
man,
at?
the Italian man looked like he might call the police. Andy Reid looks like he's just going to understand the situation in the moment and make jokes about it. Who do you think would actually be offended about it and maybe make a big deal about a situation like that? And who do you think would play it off because they're in the Super Bowl and they recognize the situation? If it was Stephon Diggs, they might still be talking, but then some people would also might say it might be payback for the 9/11 comment. So, ladies and gentlemen, who knows?
I mean, I agree with him on that front. Jamie says, "What if he's half white, half black? Community service? Nah, he still be treated like
Jamie,
an
you
equal."
always come in with the light skin, dark skin questions. My brother, are you trying to tell us something? Kyle says, to be fair, Adams got charged for the camera guy incident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 100. Like Kelsey is wrong, 1,000%. Like Kyle said earlier, he yelled at Andy Reid on purpose. I get it. But like maybe because I went on Facebook and people were like, he should be suspended. You should never. You should. I saw people like, you should bench him. Man, shut up.
You should bench him. He must beat women. Like, whoa. I'm like, whoa, where are we? Yo, relax.
Travis
Relax.
Kelsey is not here to raise your children. Oh, what about the children, dog? He trying to win a championship and go home with Taylor
Because you
Swift. He
got
ain't
to
worry about
fight
your
for
child.
your right to party, as he says. Listen, the Chiefs are already talking about a three-peat. Do you
100%.
think it's possible?
I ain't betting against Patrick Mahomes again. Hell yeah, anything possible with 15.
That brother different. Here's what I'm gonna say. I don't think it's possible because y'all can be afraid of 15, but I've seen a man who looked Mahomes in the eyes and said he ain't scared.
Yeah,
Put up
he
the
lives in
most points on that
Philadelphia.
defense, and
He
that
lives in
brother.
Philadelphia.
Fuck no. That brother lives and plays in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Ain't nobody thinking about
Hold
no
on now.
Eagles.
Hold on now. We're not gonna talk like Jalen didn't
Ain't
play
nobody,
last year's Super Bowl.
ain't nobody thinking about no Eagles, man. Y'all got a
Right.
lot. Y'all got a lot to show people. Yeah, we the people are disappointed after how we saw y'all end y'all season.
1,000%. But we're not gonna act like Jalen didn't go toe to toe with Mahomes and play better than him.
He lost.
He lost, but he played better.
He okay. He but he lost.
That's true.
First place. First place. He's the second place winner. First place loser.
100%.
So you think a three-peat is possible? Listen,
I'm not.
how
I'm
did you
saying
ever
he is
believe
closer
that
than he.
Brady could ever three-peat? And if you were,
Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback that's ever walked this planet.
well, Aaron Rodgers has still played football.
Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback to ever walk this planet. Patrick Mahomes is Jordan. Like those comps, yep, he's Jordan. I ain't listen.
In Jordan?
He Jordan.
Are you sure?
He has been a starter for 6 years. He has been to 6 AFC Championship games, won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 3 regular season MVPs. So there's a 50% chance every year that Patrick Mahomes is going to win the Super Bowl. Those odds are amazing.
Yeah. I think
Like,
about my favorite player and his record in some of these NFC Championship games, and it's heartbreaking.
listen, Bam, you can call it knob goblin all you want. He looked your boy in the eye and said, "Kiss my ass," and beat him at home. Had him playing
Ooh.
outside of himself.
Bam. He talk about them Ravens. He talk
He,
about them
yeah, he walked
Ravens.
into Baltimore, big bad Baltimore, and looked him in the eye and said, "Hey, dog, this is my house. This Arrowhead
Bam. He said,
South.
his house now.
This
He said, the
Arrowhead
South
South."
got something to
And you know
say.
the thing, and you know the thing about Mahomes, he has won Super Bowls in different ways. The first time it was just offense, offense, offense. It's like Tom Brady's career, but in reverse, like Tom's first couple
Well,
Super
in
Bowls.
different ways, but he's trailed by 10 in each of them. So let's.
He's trailed by double digits in each of them. I'm just listen, man. Someone in the chat listening on the audio adventure, what team right now would you take over the Chiefs to win next year?
Go, Pack, go.
They're
We'll
not
be
there yet.
right there. We're going to be in the Super Bowl. And mark my words, we're going to beat the damn Kansas City Chiefs. And we're going to end a dynasty. And then we're going to start a new one. The
Okay.
dynasty of JL10. Jordan Love.
You can't even win the AFC North. You should focus on that first.
NFC North. And
Focus
sir,
on beating the Lions.
Focus on
which is
beating
a
the Cowboys.
crazy. Hey,
Focus.
I'm not out here talking about the Eagles are going to kill a dynasty and start a new dynasty. I just trying to win the NFC East and we'll go from there.
Yes, y'all struggle to win that NFC East. Trust me. Ask Dan Campbell and them what happened last time. They was matched up 1-on-1 with the
With them
Packers.
killers. And bam, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are symbiotic. They are
Yeah,
Venom and Eddie Brock. Like one cannot exist without the other. So
you
to say
can't
Andy
have.
is the man,
Yeah, yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead.
We've seen Andy without Patrick, and we know what that looks like. We've
Donovan
never seen
McNabb.
Patrick without Andy.
Donovan McNabb in the Super Bowl with a little alcohol on his breath, calling a few plays.
Throwing up in the huddle. TL
But
saying, "Boy, I'm out here on a broken leg."
Danny will tell you he's a Hall of Fame
I've
QB.
never said Donovan McNabb is a Hall of Famer. I have never said that.
You was
Donovan
defending.
is not a Hall of Famer.
You definitely defended him though.
Yeah, I said he's a good quarterback. He ain't a Hall of Famer, just like Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer. I know he up for the
That's
Hall of
eight.
Fame
Yes,
next
he
year.
is. 'Cause he's
He is
got two.
not a Hall of Famer.
Yes, but he's got two.
He is not a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is. You can't
His
hate on that.
win-loss record is 500. He is
Okay.
not a Hall of Famer.
And he's got 2 rings, and he beat the greatest of
Kyle,
all.
research. Can you look up Hall of Fame NFL quarterbacks and tell me the win percentage of those quarterbacks? Does anyone have a win
Some of
percentage
his,
under
but
60?
you got to look at the whole body of work because he's
Nope.
beaten some greats to win some championships.
Nope. We're not going to let him ride Osi Umenyiora and Michael Strahan to the Hall of
That's
Fame.
hate. That's hate. Because he had to make some crazy throws, and some players had to make some crazy catches.
Plexico Burris had to make some crazy catches. And nah, dog. Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer. Not now, not ever. He's going to get in because of his last name, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
This is hate.
This is truth.
Bam says, when Andy Reid is done, I'm ready for the Mahomes drop off. Bam, let me tell you this. Your hate is sad. Your
It's
hate needs to
pathetic.
be gotten over. And I know you're a Ravens fan, but listen, if Lamar can't hold that hate in, neither should you. Try
He
again next.
walked into Baltimore and looked Lamar in the face and said, LOL, cute season, fam. Enjoy your MVP ceremony.
Oh, Bam, this is nasty hate.
This is
Ladies and
disgusting.
gentlemen, Bam also
not
added, you're right. We shouldn't. Bam, what is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When I thought about overtime and I looked at it again, do you remember that image of Patrick Mahomes just throwing his helmet and rolling in the end
Yeah.
zone? I just thought about it, man. I kept watching over and over again. And I was just like, look at the jubilation and the happiness of all these players, all these coaches, all that hard work. Only 31 teams, all they can do is watch and be hurt. Because only one team gets that real satisfying, gratifying finish of being called champions.
And it's been the Chiefs 50% of the time the last 6 years. Bam said the Ravens lost because they ran the ball 6 times. That's not on Lamar. The mystique of Patrick Mahomes is so great, he got your coordinator calling plays outside of himself, trying to be cute.
Trying to throw them off, trying to give them a look they haven't seen before.
Y'all keep talking like the mystique of Patrick Mahomes is not real. It is 100% real, and teams keep folding under it. Josh Allen
Not
keeps
the
folding.
Packers.
Lamar Jackson. I mean, the Eagles beat the Chiefs too.
Yeah, but y'all was.
Oh, okay. The win doesn't matter because it
We
wasn't
beat them
dominant.
handedly. That's the difference. We beat them
Okay.
handedly, start to
All
finish.
right.
They knew who the better team was.
Okay.
Kyle, come
Let
on,
me-
man.
Let me know when that banner go up in Green Bay. Beat the Chiefs in the regular season. This is what I'm talking about. This is the mystique of Patrick Mahomes. We out here bragging about regular season wins against him.
That's like the Undertaker at WrestleMania before the Brock match.
Who and you think Jordan loved Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
Okay. This is not a Chiefs beanie. It is a red beanie. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I do appreciate greatness when I see it. Bam. Like y'all out here, you so busy hating, like y'all LeBron haters. Y'all so busy hating on Bron. You can't appreciate Bron's greatness. Same thing with Patrick. Y'all out here hating on Patrick, and you can't appreciate.
This is what I'm gonna add as well. If you are a brother and took time out your day to root for Brock Purdy over Patrick Mahomes?
Hey dog, I know Nick Bosa. He going to a rally tonight. Not a red hat rally, a white hood rally. I know he's sick.
Where did Nick Bosa get this narrative from? Where did the Bosa
It
get
comes back from when he was at Ohio State, and it's so funny because he wears Jordan ones like as his cleats. Now
Hey,
that came back when he was in Ohio State, and some
where
of
did
his
Jordan
social
what
media
did
got
Jordan
out.
say about Republicans? They wear shoes too, they
They
said.
buy shoes too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Someone down to trade for Nick Bosa. He playing against a whole lot of black quarterbacks next year. He gonna be angry.
Listen to this. So Kyle said, as far as he can tell, Sonny Jorgensen and Joe Namath are the only two the only two Hall of Fame QBs with losing records. Joe Namath is in. I'm gonna tell you right now, Eli Manning's getting in.
No.
Joe Namath brought a championship to New York through the Jets, guaranteed it. Eli beat Tom Brady twice in the big
There
game.
is a mystique about Joe Namath that Eli does not have.
Brother, he beat. What do you mean? Tom was shaking a little bit though after that first one.
If Eli Manning gets in
He
the Hall
beat
of
the
Fame,
only undefeated team
everybody gets
ever.
in the Hall of Fame. Nick Foles gets in the Hall of Fame. He beat Brady.
No, because Nick Foles doesn't have the body work that Eli does.
Nick Foles has a better record than Eli Manning.
Okay, you need to stop it.
Eli Manning has
I see what you're.
longevity. That's
I see what you're doing.
Eli Manning is not a Hall
You
of
need to
Famer.
stop it.
Not now, not
This
ever.
narrative and the angle that you're pushing is nasty, and you know it.
Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer.
This is nasty, and I'm
He is
honestly
going to
shocked.
get in first ballot, and Dante Culpepper should go kick someone's knees in.
Well, now that's a whole different argument that you're having. But
Bam,
Bam
it's
said,
hard to get NFL Hall of Fame. That's not true.
yeah, what the hell
Basketball,
would Bam be talking about?
the NFL Hall of Fame is the hardest thing to get in.
What the hell do Bam be talking about? Bam, can you never mind. 102, brother. I'll tell you what. Did I not call that?
You did?
I thought I was gonna get 101, but 102. I wouldn't. I can tell you right now that the offers I'd be getting for 101 is probably crazy. I'll tell you right now, if I was to offer 102 out to the public, I'd get some offers.
You should put on the trade block. I'm gonna put 101 on the trade block for fun. They ain't going nowhere.
I ain't gonna get anyone's hopes up. Speaking of getting someone's hopes up, the Lakers 28 and 26, they add Spencer Dinwiddie to the roster. Big deal or no deal?
Massive deal. Spencer Dinwiddie. I was hoping he would pick the Mavericks and come home, but he decided not to. That's a big deal for the Lakers. Now, the problem's going to be Darvin Ham is going to do some stupid stuff with Spencer Dinwiddie, but the fact that he is in LA, hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's a very big deal.
What do you think of the future D'Lo, Spencer Dinwiddie, Austin Reeves, AD, LeBron lineups are going to be out there?
That's that bullshit I'm talking about.
How deep in the pockets do you think his hands are going to be?
He's going to be touching his knees.
Yo, listen, this is how I know people that know me know I'm a Lakers fan. Yo, you know how many times a week I have to have full conversations with people about Darvin Ham and those hands and pockets. One of my coworkers just started calling them Darvin hands.
That's hilarious. Like he's going to do some things with, like
Dinwiddie goes on a 14-0 run. Here you go, hands in pocket.
That's you know who does that? That's the Jason Kidd special. Oh man, a 30-2 run. What do you want me to do about it?
Y'all the one playing. Oh man. Are you excited for any of the NBA All-Star events this weekend? Big deal, no deal?
I don't think I'm interested in Sabrina versus Steph in the 3-point contest. But
you think Steph loses? Good night, Gladys.
Night, Gladys. Appreciate you. No, dogs. He's Steph Curry. He's the greatest shooter ever.
Can Sabrina handle the big lights? I think so, though.
She can. Like, it's going to be interesting, but like it's going to be all fun and cute, and then Steph going to be like, "All right, that was cool. Time to take over."
We'll see. Who do you think wins the? Well, I don't know who the slam dunk participants are, but I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Still gonna watch though.
Matt McClung. If you do it 2 years in a row, just know the black congregation will be talking to you. Um, Listen, a little WWE talk, but it's a big thing that happened. So last week we had the WrestleMania press conference in Philly. They're starting to get ramped up. It's WrestleMania season. I'm already getting excited. So excited. I had to call my dad and tell him, yo, you got to hop on my NBC Peacock account.
Damn
And
it! I was gonna ask you if I can borrow it.
yeah, I told him he could hop on it and just start watching it because it's a lit time. But it was the WrestleMania press conference. They were hyping up the decision by Cody. He chose Roman Reigns.
He
So
did.
we do get the rematch of last year's WrestleMania. I think it's like the first time since they did the John Cena, The Rock WrestleMania. They did the back-to-back main events like this. Roman versus Cody part 2
Yep. Finish the story.
to finish the story. While he was out there and Roman and him were doing their back and forth, Cody kind of mentioned the High Chief Peter Maivia.
Yep.
The Rock didn't like that, and he slapped fire.
Which is funny because
Out
if
of
you
Cody.
recall, right before that, Roman Reigns said that Dusty Rhodes was irrelevant.
See, Cody took that one on the chin. Boom. And
which
then
is which is the blackest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I'm gonna call your dad irrelevant, but you better not say anything about my father, or you're gonna get the piss slapped out of you. I was like, that they don't. I text you, they don't turn the main event into a race war, and it's the funniest shit ever. That was the blackest shit I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna call your dad irrelevant, and then the second Cody says something about their family, he get the shit slapped out.
Yo, I'm
Tell me
just
that's not the blackest shit you ever seen in your life.
I mean, that's exactly what happened. He said, he said, he said, he said, this is my family. But when you got a problem with us. He's just
Dog.
like, kabow. So then The Rock slaps Triple H, and then here come Roman Reigns, like, yeah, he said it, and he stand on it. I'm gonna stand on it too. So that's kind of setting up something this Friday where The Rock will be at SmackDown with
With
Roman
Roman.
Reigns, which would be big. Cody, as you saw yesterday on Monday Night Raw, him and Seth maybe have a little something, so he may have some backup. But I'll tell
They
you
don't
what,
they don't
if
turn
you
this bitch into a
saw
race war.
did you see Triple H walking out of the press conference and he told
Yeah,
Rock told him to fix that shit? Yeah, I like that. That's when I texted you and I said, "Oh yeah, they bringing back that energy."
they bring it. It's funny because Jamie in the chat said that Triple H has a back issue. He also has a pacemaker. Like Triple H ain't doing nothing physical. Let's get he might die out there. Like Triple H is done. He on the shelf forever.
He's not trying to come back either.
He can't. That man would die. He would
Yeah,
legit die. We good, but it's still
yeah.
fun. It's still fun. This is what it's about.
We won't see any Brock, so this is gonna be Roman. This
Thank
is gonna
God. See how great WrestleMania is when Brock not there to ruin it.
stop hating. We're gonna see Roman. We're gonna see Cody, but you can imagine we might see something. This could be a ploy to get Jay and Jimmy back together.
No,
Maybe
this is how this plays out.
talk to me.
Roman loses at WrestleMania. The Rock is
No,
now, he comes back. He is the head of the table. And they spend the next year building the bloodline. I don't like that story. I want Solo to win the championship. That's what I'm here for.
well, that makes one of us who believes that Roman Reigns is losing the belt. I don't think he is.
I hope he doesn't, because this story, because I would love to see him and The Rock. Like, that's the story I want to see. I don't care about Roman and Cody. If we're
It's not gonna
being
be like
honest.
a SummerSlam thing. You
Yes.
guys got. I think what a lot of people forget to realize that this is all multi-layered. They have to think about the whole year.
The
So
whole year.
WrestleMania is the peak, but
Bam
they
said he
also got
DM
so much
you.
to do.
Bam
All
said he
right,
DM you, and it's about
let
to
me
be
look
something gross. It's gonna
right
be.
now.
I bet you it's gonna be old girl that was in a magazine.
Who?
The one we refused to mention in the chat.
Oh no. So an earlier comment that Bam had made was that a certain co-host looked like a Tyrone Biggums.
Oh, he's out of Tyrone Biggums.
So the gifts that he sent in my Twitter DMs are ones of Tyrone Biggums.
Brittany, I mean, Bam, she is not bad in any sense of the word. And my brother,
Oh,
should I
man.
screenshot the trades you be making and send them to the fans of the show?
No, brother.
But for real, though, let me
Here's
hold on to
here's what
Harris.
I'm thinking. Roman wins at WrestleMania. This sets up Roman versus Rock at SummerSlam Part 1. Roman
Yeah, they're
versus
gonna they're
Rock
gonna they're gonna take that to the Saudis. They're gonna get that
Part
Saudi money. They're gonna take
oh,
Roman and The Rock to the Saudi Arabia joint.
could be. And then Rock versus Roman Part 2 at next year's WrestleMania.
Are you excited to see Rhea Ripley choke Becky Lynch out at WrestleMania? Because I am.
You think that's who's going to win the Royal the
I
Elimination
mean,
Chamber?
that's what they're telling us.
Nah, I'm telling you who's going to win it.
Who? Jade?
Nia Jax.
Nia? Nah, Nia's not that. She not that big of a star yet. She can't headline WrestleMania. She not there yet.
Yes, she is.
Because Jade and Bianca are going to WrestleMania.
They're a tag team now.
Liv just got back. No, they're gonna face each other. Nah, it's what we really need is the strong woman match with Rhea, Jade, and Bianca. That's what we really need. Bam,
Why
take
you
your
say
horny
that?
ass home.
Why you say that? Why you
Because they
say
all
that?
strong. They're all buff. That's what we need.
Mm,
That's what wrestling
yeah,
does, right? The
that's what
strong
you do.
people face each other.
Yeah, I'm on to your game. You're not familiar. And bam, Lord have mercy. What are we doing here?
Bam, take your horny ass home.
Listen,
Bam, go be a family man, dog.
ladies and gentlemen, as we begin to wrap up this show, I want to I want to talk about something that's been making me laugh. Maybe over the last maybe about the last week or so. So I've been playing a little bit. I got told you earlier in the show. I've been playing a little more Call of Duty, and I remember I was one of those gamers who played some of the earlier versions of Modern Warfare, and I remember, what those games were like. And I remember that old school Call of Duty energy. If you remember, I'm talking about you would get on there and you would get verbally attacked, but it was fun to be online. It was real fun to play online. What I forgot though during my time away from Call of Duty was that people love to have very creative names, creative usernames.
Oh God.
Last night I was playing with a brother whose username was Curtis Jackson. Another clan that I played against, their team names were TV show hosts: Howie Mandel,
That's
Bob
funny.
Barker. Another one, their clan name was Suck My, and then yeah,
Everyone was something that you could. Okay. So I'm assuming someone's name was like Lollipop.
no.
Oh God. Did you enjoy Usher's halftime show? Because this is getting out. This is getting to
Listen,
Bam territory.
listen. Usher performed all of the bops. I had my drink in hand. I finished the whole drink, and it was light up time right afterwards because I was
In
just dancing.
13 minutes,
Oh, brother, he was playing all the bops.
sir. Please call Alcoholics Anonymous.
He started. I mean, it was a wine glass of just a mimosa.
Oh, okay.
He started out with "Caught Up." I wasn't expecting that, and I
I
believe
wasn't
there were some.
expecting that.
Vegas may have had some bets on that. By the way,
That 100%. Can we finally put Alicia Keys out to pasture?
what do you mean by that?
Oh, she can't sing at all. She sounded horrible.
What?
Alicia Keys sound terrible.
That's hey. She didn't sound bad.
And
She looked
Swiss Beats got
incredible.
to
She
be in
sounded
pain.
incredible. Say what?
Little Swiss Beats got to be in pain, dog. She gone, bro.
They're performers. Listen,
Nah. It's the
all you people who said this were also saying that Kiki Palmer boyfriend was tripping when he came out and said she's a mother. Pick and choose a side.
I didn't say that when Kiki Palmer did it. All I'm saying is when Usher hugged her from behind, when she put her hand on his elbow, let me tell you something.
That wasn't the most flagrant part. The little glove, the little that little Usher. You're not slick, Usher.
Usher, we are familiar with your game, and there's nothing we can do
Yeah.
to stop it.
But that's part of the Usher experience, though. So you knew he had to do something like that because he's a performer. They're both performers. So
Okay, that's what Swiss Beats is telling himself.
bam, bam. What are we talking about? What are we talking
What?
about? what are we talking about?
Oh, bam,
No.
go, bam. It's not. It's 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. Bam, go be a family man. Go tuck.
Now,
Go
as
tuck the
we end
family
this
in.
show, I would love to talk about Jamie's point because that is something I thought about a lot during Usher's performance.
Yes.
So Jamie says, "Do you remember that Boondocks episode when Usher stole Dude's wife?"
Tom Dubois.
Tom Dubois, Mr. Dubois.
In a
that has to be. Tell me that to you, not a top 5 episode in the Boondocks history.
100%. I'll even go top 3. The best line from the episode is when Riley is like, "Hey man, if Ti steal my hoe, hey
I could
dog,
be
that's
like,
Ti."
"Hey, that's Ti."
Now, Usher,
he was like, he said, if a brother like Ti steal your girl, you just be like, "Hey, that's Ti." But Usher, you
Usher,
talking about sexy, dancing, flexy, sexy mother.
that tell the truth, man.
Do you? What about the episode when Tom was in jail? You found out about his
Yes, his
fear.
fear. My booty is mine, and you kind of have it. For me, my favorite is
No,
when Ruckus becomes a minister. That for me, like that's the best episode. Like when Ruckus is a minister, yes,
Woo.
banger.
Oh man,
Like season 2, like season 1, 2,
they had some.
and then there was that season when the first episode is like dodgeball. That season's
Mhm.
terrible.
I
And then
like the
like
dodgeball season, and I like that dodgeball episode.
I didn't like dodgeball episode. I did like the return of Steak Man and when his family came. That was
Oh
funny.
man, that's when he had to folk some good times in there. That had me tripping.
I might have to watch that tonight. There might be a Boondocks rewatch.
I think I might be watching the Usher episode for sure.
100%. And then the Lil Wayne one, the Return
Mm.
of the Katrinians. That one's really underrated.
What about underrated ones for me are also the Gangstalicious and what's
Yes,
the other one?
Thugnificent.
Gangstalicious and Thugnificent.
He not gay. Had that boy wearing a skirt.
Listen, who accurately tells the world better, The Simpsons or the Boondocks?
The Simpsons has a better longevity. Like they've been doing it for generations. But man, the Boondocks, like the Tyler Perry episode, like
They
the
just hit it
Boondocks.
so spot on, right?
Yeah, like the Boondocks is so precise in its critique. Like it's just like the Simpsons is like kind of vague, right? Like, oh, Trump is president. The Boondocks is like, no. Tyler Perry dresses like a woman because secretly he likes men, and I don't know if that's true, but there's
The
nothing.
MLK episode, I forgot about that one.
The
I
MLK
forgot about
episode,
that.
the first Stink Meaner episode, and the basis of that, and the moment, hilarious.
We've all
Santa Riley getting what he needed, what Santa owes him.
What about when Riley was robbing banks and robbing houses because they thought they were trying to kidnap Oprah? You remember that
Yep,
episode?
I remember that episode. Do you remember the episode when he
Man.
was selling candy bars? That's number 1. That's the best episode in the entire series.
Oh man! I mean, hey, if it was Ti, you could at least be like, "Hey, that's Ti."
But Usher,
But Riley spoke the truth though, because let me tell you something. Usher get to doing that pop locking and dancing around my queen. Listen, it's gonna be. Listen,
it's gonna be a problem.
what
I
type of
trust my
song
wife.
makes you? What type of song makes you want to dive under another man's legs?
Oh, I mean, nice and slow.
They were doing it to OMG though.
Yeah, that's true. That's not the song you do that to.
Last question before we get out of here.
Yep.
Who dressed Jermaine Dupri?
Everyone thought he was CeeLo Green. I thought he was CeeLo. Like I tweeted it. I was like, "Oh, that's CeeLo. What he doing here?" And then it was Jermaine Dupri. You know,
I was stuck between are those shorts or those pants? And what is that on your head? No, that was will.i.am.
Him looking like CeeLo Green is exactly what he deserves for cheating on Janet Jackson. Because Confessions is about Jermaine Dupri cheating on Janet Jackson, not Usher cheating on Chili.
Really?
Allegedly. Let's see. That's what someone told me. Let me look this up.
Well, Usher didn't have no kids after Chili, did he? Well, I don't know. I'm
I
not
don't
into
think
the
he
gossip
did.
like that. See, I've been waiting for this for
Yeah.
so long. What?
Usher Confessions. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri says Confessions was about his side baby. Yeah. Confessions is about Jermaine Dupri cheating on Janet Jackson. It's not about Usher cheating on Chili.
See, Bam, you need to go be a family man. Danny, let the good fine people know where they can find you at on the
Yeah, we need to
socials.
find a way to block Bam from these chats. You can find us on Speak On It underscore pod on every social media app, including TikTok. You can also find us at speakonitpod14 at gmail.com if you want to send us an email. Football season's over, people. So unless you want the show to get a little bit shorter, which you don't, send us some questions. We can answer anything that you need to know, fantasy related, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're here to have fun.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
But for first, make sure you follow your boy at Los Demix. That's LOSDEEMIX on all socials. Let me ask you this though: did the NFL and the Super Bowl overdo it with the Taylor Swift coverage every time the Chiefs did something well?
It felt like it, but according to the statistics, they only showed her like a minute in total out of the 4 hours. It just felt like a lot. Shout out to Nickelodeon. I got to watch some of the highlights. I wish I would have watched the Nickelodeon broadcast the entire time.
SpongeBob and Patrick were getting it in.
They were hilarious. You have to firm the ball, grass, and you have to grasp the ball firmly.
No, let me tell y'all something. Hold on. First off, before I get to SpongeBob, I didn't mind the Taylor Swift coverage, but what I did think was funny, how did no one else find it hilarious that Ice Spice was in there with no clue of what the sport was being played on that field? It was clear as day. Every time they showed that box, somebody was explaining to Ice Spice what the fuck was going. That's a first down, and they get
Which is
four
crazy
of
because
those.
Ice Spice's brother plays quarterback in New York.
You don't be.
He's a
Yo,
quarterback in New York.
you ever been with a baddie to a football game?
No.
Oh, so what does that mean again? All right, really? So what they're doing is they're running two high safety shell right now.
Yeah. They're up there Jason Kelsey up there breaking down cover four to Ice Spice.
Yeah.
All right, now sit down. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, they run they have two high safety shells. So when they bring this guy down, what they're trying to do is do this. And she's like, yeah, okay.
Let's talk about creepers and simulated pressures real quick.
Well, and you know how girls are watching it. Like, why are they just like scoring the ball? And then someone's like, that's because what they're trying to do with their defensive ends. They're trying to have them really maintain that wrestling integrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about rush lane integrity.
Oh man.
Let's talk about pin pulls. Let's talk about QB draws.
Yo, Jamie, what are we talking about here?
Yo, Jamie and Bam are just horny right now. We got to go.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we just want to thank you again. Listen, my last question. I know I said this before. My last question is: did you have a chance to hear, or did you see Kanye West's Super Bowl ad?
No, I missed that one. Which one was that?
Kanye West and Yeezy had a Super Bowl ad. Kid you not, he paid $7 million for the ad. The ad was recorded on a cell phone video. Him in a car literally said, "Yo, y'all, this yay. We didn't have enough money to make a real commercial because we spent all the money for the commercial spot. So y'all go to Yeezy.com and y'all go buy shoes and stuff. Everything's gonna be $20. That's then spelled out Yeezy, and that was a commercial.
I need to see that. I missed that. I really would like that.
But when you watch it, you're gonna come away and saying, "Yo, this is so Kanye that I don't even know what else." Like this, it's very much Kanye.
Perfect. That's what I need.
So, but he also released Vultures 1, an album, him and Ty Dolla $ign.
Yep.
And did you listen to it?
I started. I didn't finish. I started listening to Beyonce's 2 country singles.
Beyonce, I liked her ad too. Drop the music. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Did you listen to I didn't listen to 16 Carriages. I stopped, but Texas Hold'em is kind of catchy.
Well, I think they're both pretty catchy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Bam, Kyle, Jamie. Thank you guys. Gladys, stay safe. Make sure you speak on it and hug and appreciate your loved ones very closely.
See you next week.
Peace.